What's up, guys? It's your boy Sidarino back at it with another video. So I actually asked you guys on the community poll that we now achieved from our great success in our videos, what would you like to see? And you guys asked for a lot of tier list videos, so we're gonna give this a try. All right, let's jump right into it. Here's our tier list. We're going to S as the best, so good it rhymes, and we're going to D as in you suck, donkey, just trash. All right, quick disclaimer though, what I say in this video is 100% right. I am the best player in the world.
Stop the cap.
The knight can do a lot of cool combos. You know, you have the augur, so you can really boost everybody's DPS by large amounts. You have the eye ring, which can increase his DPS. Him himself with tops, he's just naturally strong, and he's great for if you don't want to die. But personally, the knight kind of sucks in my opinion. I don't like using the knight. If I wanted to use a sword character, I'm gonna use the warrior, B or C. All right, for the sake of all of you, so I don't step on your toes too hard, I'm gonna put him in B. The ninja is honestly one of the most interesting classes in the game, and he is one of the first characters to introduce speedy and damage into Realm of the Mad God, and I will not deny that whatsoever. And I'm also not gonna deny how far katanas have changed throughout the game. For instance, Doku no Ken. With that update, it made the Doku no Ken more optimal. The Ray Katana, although like the damage was updated a bit, you know, it still changed Ray Katana. That was like a big issue back then. So I'm not gonna deny how far katanas have changed throughout the game, and it does like increase his DPS and usage as a character. But that being said, he still is outshined by a character I deem as S tier, which is alongside other characters. I just feel like you can play more compared to him. So I'm just gonna put ninja in B tier. Looking at Paladin now makes me sad, all right? Because I played back in the Kabam era and realized how OP Paladin was to now see the person he is today, all right? And Paladin's great as support, all right? Solo play really doesn't really shine, but buffs, the buffs go a long way. Paladin, in my opinion, in the grand scheme of it, for what he does, he's great. Go to A. The archer. Archer is a super interesting class, all right? I will say that for sure. Archer is not the worst bow class, but he is not the best bow class. Archer definitely has some things up his arsenal. For instance, you know, you got speedy. I think it's called like the Spectre's Quiver, somewhere on the lines of that. You got the javelin, which increases your damage output. But the thing is, everything the archer can do, another class can sort of do better, all right? And that being said, archer kind of falls into the B tier. Great long distance damage dealer, all right? Doesn't have a lot of utility, but the things he does have in his disposal is super good. He is a great point and click DPS monster. He is only great when it comes to single enemies. Everything else, Wizard kind of falls short. But that doesn't take away the fact that this is still an amazing class, but he falls on the A tier. All right, the warrior. Great survivability in the right hands, great amount of DPS, berserk, speedy. What is there more to say? Honestly, one of the best classes in the game. And if you want to spice up gameplay, Hivemaster and Juggernaut allow for that spice. Don't get me wrong, it takes a grind. You're really not gonna get a Juggernaut anytime soon, but just know it's always there. With regular tiered weapons, you're completely fine with this character. For solo play, group play, all the above, you're gonna do great things. S tier. Assassin, I like the assassin, but in the grand scheme of things, assassin is pretty poopy dookie. Because if you want to clear out enemies, you got a sorcerer. And then not even that, paladin buffs everyone around, you know, warrior, you know, you got a wizard, you have so much more. So really, assassin doesn't shine yet. I'm waiting for them to fix the assassin. Yes, you have Crystal Fang and everything, but I really don't see a lot of people even using that, and when they do, they're actually complaining about it. So really, I don't see much use for assassin. Assassin is just that character you go down memory lane with. He's kind of in between C and D, but for the sake of it, I'm gonna just put him in D. This character is my favorite character in the game. While people may complain that the priest isn't as strong as how he used to be, the priest definitely still has a place in the current state of the game, all right? The priest is a great support character. He can do speedy. If you want a DPS boost, Tome of the Tarnished Gods, The priest has everything. Fury Tome, it's not that much of a grind, really. Yes, it's a pretty easy dungeon if you want to go for it. The priest is S tier to me. The sorcerer is kind of in between a wizard and a priest. Then again, very far between them because he does not have the raw DPS like a wizard, but doesn't have the survivability like priest. To a minor degree though, because his vitality is pretty fucking huge, which makes him take advantage of that regen ability. Then again, that does not take away that this class is a very great one at that. You know, it's good for clearing, even for solo play, which is hands down an amazing thing to utilize both those things. If you're in a group, you use the full me scepter, and if you're playing alone, you honestly, you could just utilize regular tier scepters because they're just super fucking strong. Not even that, the wand fits perfectly with the sorcerer because, like I said, he does not have the survivability like the priest, but he does have a lot of damage to provide, and he's able to be at a safe range, so he does not take all those hits. But then again, just know if you get shotgunned by certain enemies or you get sat on, you're probably done. So I'm contemplating if I want to put the sorcerer in A or B tier. I think I'm going to put him in A tier, considering how if you have the right builds and if you're more endgame, you can do a lot of damage with the sorcerer. The Trickster is one of the hardest classes you can learn in Realm. Decoying is so good in every situation. Decoy is just so good, and the idea that you can teleport anywhere for also safety and for rushing, it's pretty good. Trickster does great damage too, hands down amazing damage. He sits between A and S. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna just put him in S tier. I'm starting to learn the Trickster too. Bard is my second favorite class in the game, and I will go as far to say Bard is the best bow class in the game. All right, you got Wave Crest for DPS, Chief's Warhorn for support, and that combo itself is fucking insane. Inspire is a great ability. It's so good. Bard hands down is the best bow class. All right, I have to put him on my A tier. Bard is just such a good class. By the way, based upon how this tier list is going, you can tell the type of player I am. I'm a very safe player, so take that with a grain of salt. Real talk, the Summoner is the best one class in the game. Incubation Mace, fucking insane, straight DPS. If you want to get up close and personal, I believe it's called the Hivemind Mace. If you want to lay back and just deal a ton of damage, this is the character for you. And if you want to be aggressive at times and just push up, this is definitely the character for you. Yes, he's squishy, but he's definitely still a great character. I'm going to put the Summoner in A tier. I think the Necromancer is an interesting class. The idea that you can heal yourself and do damage is such a cool concept behind it. Plus, you have the DPS set, which is the Hollow King Necromancer set, or straight DPS. That's also an amazing set. After conducting my own research and also looking at another YouTuber's video involving the Necromancer when he's fully exalted, such as Afro, which I'll put in the description below, you do see all the power the Necromancer has up his sleeve. That being said though, the Necromancer is outshined by another character that I have already on S tier, which is the Priest. The Priest can heal at a much better rate, but that doesn't take away from all the power the Necromancer has. I'm probably going to put this character in C tier though, but let me know what you guys think about where I place this character in the comments below. Oh my god, I'm having World War II flashbacks about him. Holy crap. Public testing, you know, super OP character. I believe according to SebTruth, he's going to come out in December, so that's cool. Personally, I'm just going to make this prediction for the future and put it on the tier list. Call me out on it in the comments below. This character is going to suck, all right? This character has to either suck terribly in the game or become super OP and just fuck up the whole state of the game. So I'm going to believe they're going to completely mess up this character. Like I said, call me out on it in the comments below, but they're going to really rework this character to the point where it's like, damn, this character is just not a chief. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't even play Huntress much. Huntress never interests me as a character. Traps are cool, don't get me wrong. You can do a lot, and I believe, to my knowledge, you can actually stack traps in a lot of times, but honestly, everything a Huntress does, another character can already do, and actually way better. Bows themselves are already not the best weapon in the world, so when you make a bow class, their utility is what really matters. And if you make utility that's already outdone with other characters, the character is kind of left in the dust. So the Huntress just sits in this place where you can play a Huntress and can do great things with them, but just know that there's a character that wields something stronger already and can probably already do what you do 10 times better. Personally, the Huntress falls in C tier, B tier. All right, I've seen a lot of videos. Rogue can come close to matching DPS to a lot of classes, but then again, he does not possess the utility those classes have. Rogue is, though, one of the safest classes you can pick, and one of the most consistent rushing classes at that too. But this class is just that, though. There's no real other reason to be using that class. In the grand scheme of it, there's just so much other classes that outshine him, so I'm going to put him at C tier. What is there to say about the Mystic besides that the Mystic can control their whole environment? They control the flow of the battle. And that is something no other class can even come close to doing. All right. And Conflict Orb, like, you're matching DPS to a point where you're above every other character at some points with the right builds. It's literally an insane class. I don't play Mystic as much, but I know the power this character possesses. So this character is automatically an S tier. There's no other character that even comes close to how much usage and potential that this character has. It's really insane. Like, little is impossible with this character, and with the right player and skill, it makes any event or dungeon way easier for their party. Samurai is an interesting class because unlike sword characters that have to get very deep into the fight in order to land their hits, he's at a safe distance with the katana in order to get damage in, which is good because, you know, his ability relies on lowering the boss's or enemy's defense to get said DPS in. And while that is cool on paper, he's heavily reliant on this ability, which also is kind of a downfall but also a benefit when you're doing group parties, etc. But when we look further into the samurai, realistically he is lacking in base DPS. When he's not using his ability, he's lacking heavily when it comes to that department. He is heavily relied on the wakizashi, like I said. You also have to take advantage of the range of the katana because out of everyone who wears armor, you are not the tankiest. But for the sake of it, I'm going to put the samurai in A tier because I actually really enjoy using the samurai. I'm actually doing a PPE on my stream for him, so you know, I'm really enjoying how he plays because I just really like katanas. So this is going to be the end of my tier list video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't hate me too much. All right, I know this is probably a very controversial tier list.